think I must be one of the luckiest men in the world. All the things that happened to me. I had a lovely time in Farringdon. I mean, we were all poor. Sometimes my dad was the only one in work, and sometimes he was out of work. It was the 1920s when there were the strikes. Oh, I mean, we used to play football in the street, but rarely did we have a ball. It was probably a bundle of rags or a bundle of paper tied up hard, and having the goalpost scratched out against the wall. We had to dive in the water. We're about 10 miles or so from land, and I had to leave everything behind. All I had on was a pair of shorts and a bit of cork round my neck. As we finished a part of the railway, we moved up higher up to a different jungle, higher up. Meanwhile, men were dying. And if I can summarise it, I had more than 20 doses of malaria, and most times I had to work while I had the malaria. I had typhus, which was a terrible thing to have, far worse than malaria. I had 2 scorpion bites. I had my appendix taken out without proper anaesthetic and with homemade tools. I had ulcers, which I managed to get better. My best friends had their leg taken off, but too late, and they died of it. That was Wilf. Doug Herbert, who lived in a beautiful house on Roker Seafront, they had their own business. He died of typhus, and I survived it. I just don't know how I survived all these things. There was a camp. When men were too ill, they went down to Death Valley and they died there. And at one stage there were only 180 of us doing any work out of the 1,000. And then at another stage, there were only about 18 of us could stand on our feet. And we boiled river water to give to the sick. A famous place in Singapore for POWs was Changi. So we got together in one of the pubs and we started what we called the Changi Club. For a long time I was welfare officer and treasurer. Then when those lads died off, and there were very few left, I went through to South Shields and I became one of the leaders of the South Shields Club. So for years I was secretary of South Shields Far East POW Club. I'm still secretary, but I've got nobody to write to. They've all gone. There are 2 commandments according to the Church of England. Love God and love your neighbour. And if you can be good and friendly with your neighbour, you can spread it out to other people. You'll make a happier world.